Okay, we gonna get started. God damn it, we got some good shit to talk about. Don't trip, that's this weed. I can't help it. Any motherfucking way. There's a lot of people that know the encyclopedia backwards and forward, know the dictionary. So a lot of people who fucking know a lot about shit. Now I've been wondering for a while. I've been thinking about this. Who has the most fucking relationship problems? Gay dudes, I mean, not gay dudes, gay people or straight people? I'm asking this because I see these women who are lovers, they be fighting like cats and dogs because, one of the women is too domineering. Now, I could have swore that was one of the reasons, one of the big reasons they quit liking dudes. We're too domineering. Why would you go get with a domineering woman and expect a different relationship? I'm just saying, I always knew, gay or straight, if you're an insecure bastard, your motherfucking ass is going to have a bad relationship. Period. But I do have to admit, there's nothing funnier than listening to two motherfuckers listening in on some gay dudes argue. Where I used to live, I had them living in the apartment next to mine, and you could just hear them. They'd be arguing and call each other bitches and shit. The roof is always on fire when one of them called the other one a bitch. It's almost like calling a woman a cunt. But the fight that these dudes have be off the chain. Now, you probably wonder, what is life stupid? And since I'm telling you these little analogies, you probably are sure they have something to do with life stupid. They do. But you know me, I like to tell stories. If a race of people or a section of people, caller, what's up?
Hello.
Yes, what's up, caller?
Hey, I'm just checking out the show, man. I just wanted to say that I used to work at a women's prison, and come to find out, as you mentioned, that women are much, much harder on a woman than a man could ever be.
Yeah, well,
Man, you talking about some stuff down, boy. A woman is way harder on a boy than a man could be, because they can anticipate him better than a man can on the average.
well,
And
okay. You got
my
anything?
part is
You got anything you want to
to,
ask, or you just want to make some comments?
yeah, I just chime in on that. Like I said, I peek in on it from time to time and just get my two cents up under the rug, man. And so some of the younger fellas, man, they might hear it and might spark something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I appreciate you, bro.
Okay, man, you breathe easy now.
You know it. So let me go on and continue with this. Uh, my thing is really, uh, well, let's go back to what I was saying. Let's say a section of people participate in systematic elimination of their race or their beliefs. And the affected people turn a blind eye to it. Now, this is life stupid. If somebody is bringing detriment to your very existence and you ignore it, then you don't know too much about life. If a race of people accepts what they eat is unhealthy. But at one time, this race was the stronger race. Now they have to accept that their oppressor. They don't have to. This race have accepted that their oppressor's diet is healthy. Now, what I'm saying is, you got to understand what I'm saying. This group of people, as a group, was the stronger group. But then they start accepting that the ones that was getting strong's diet was better than theirs, and they adopted it. Now, what would happen, you think? Well, we don't really know what would happen, but one of the things that happened was that a weaker race became the dominant race or group. Why? Because evidently what they were eating was good for them, but what the fuck these other motherfuckers was eating was good for them. Life's stupid. Why would you want to give away any advantage in life? Why would you want to accept the lesser advantage? I mean, I know you're going to find a lot of reason to contradict what I'm saying, and possibly you might make me sound stupid. But what I'm saying is why the oppressors were so weak had to be because of the way they lived. Why, let's say I'm on the other team, why we strong had to be because of the way we lived. Now, my point is, as far as life stupid, you cannot try to uh, sympathize or be overly empathetic with something someone's saying, especially if it may change your position on what the fuck you think. Now, I don't have that problem. You know why? Because I'm just a stubborn bastard. But let me ask one question. Black people, how did an enslaved race of people only eat this unhealthy food and rise to be the one race no one can outdo? I'm saying, think about it. Every goddamn thing that's no good to eat, according to the health nuts, is the only things we ate when we were enslaved. The bad parts of the meat, the bad parts of the pork, fat, whole bunch of salt. I mean, all that shit, we ate it. But we also, ate the fruits, the vegetables, and our diet was sound. But then you got all of these scientists researching uh, nature, and they start telling you this and that about food. What I'm saying is, do you know, excuse me, do you know if, let's say, vitamin C, if you take, first of all, your body produces almost every fucking thing you need to survive. Now, of course, you can help it with supplements if you want to. But my view is this. Let's say vitamin C. If you start taking vitamin C supplements, your body will stop producing vitamin C because it's going to get used to this artificial vitamin C. What I'm saying is artificial vitamin C costs whatever it costs. But that's a cost you don't have to have. You multiply that times however many courses you really don't have to have, like this fucking Starbucks Jones y'all have. You guys are really not crazy. You're doing what you want to do, but you're giving up your identity to do it. Now, our intellect, our physical ability, our actual appearance, our agility, the way we age, how can all these things develop over many years? I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of years to be better than others without exposing this racist weakness caused by their diet, or excuse me, this racist strength caused by their diet. And why is it that white people no longer ask, why is the black man so strong mentally and physically? I told you a long time ago, you let a white man define something, and they're gonna take it over. That's all it is to it. As soon as they define it, because the reason they took our strength was by making us think everything about us is unhealthy, and we bought into that shit lock, stock, and barrel. So they no longer think we are the stronger race because we ain't. Why is white people have all their hillbilly, redneck, country, heavy metal, and many other varieties of music, and we have none? We had the blues, but white people have taken that over. What is our music? Spiritual? Well, I'll admit, today the church is the only place we can go and hear a righteous soul singer singing with soul and not faking it. All the things we have surrendered to the white man in the name of progress is life stupidity in its highest form. Now, I'm keep talking about what I'm talking about, but I'm getting off the black and white thing because this is what I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with black and white, really. I just wanted to use that example that I did. Now, all the things we have, surrendered to the white man in the name of progress is life stupidity. That healthy food you eat is tearing your fucking body up. Things have changed so much in today's world. When we were young kids, white boys were victimized by some of us black kids. Now, what we are doing, what we was doing back then was truly bullying. Caller, what's up?
What's up, Rosebud? So I was just curious what you thought about, because you said blacks don't have, we're losing our music, but what about rap? We still kind of dominate rap and hip hop.
Hey, check this out, man. Rap is rap. I mean, there is a lot of black people rolling cause of rap. So I'm not gonna try to take that from it. But you let a white boy come out and have any kind of beat. Okay, you remember that Vanilla Ice motherfucker? Back then, it wasn't that many white boys, and if they was, they were sounding like rockers and shit, but they was rapping. But this motherfucker came out sounding like he had something to say with a beat, and he had a rhythm to it, and he just exploded. Why? Because he was a white boy. Because that's the only goddamn record he made that was about something. My whole point is Yeah, we got rap as far as more of it, but it ain't ours. It's not ours like it was. That's why motherfuckers. That's where independent came up. The whole word. It wasn't a word. It was a word, but it didn't have no music meaning until Easy E and them started making all that goddamn money independently. They didn't need them goddamn big companies. And that's all them big companies used to say. Oh, this rap shit's going to be here 5 or 10 years. It's going to be a fad. And everybody told them, motherfuckers, when you start selling Toyotas and Chevys with that goddamn rap, you'll see it's here to stay. And here it is now, 50 years later. And it ain't going nowhere. But it ain't ours. It's not. So you ask me what about rap? That's what I think about rap. It ain't ours. We don't have shit. Period. Hey, soul. First of all, white people used to always ask, "What is soul?" And niggas would say, "It's in my feet. It's in my arms. It's in the way we talk." You know, otherwise we couldn't explain what it was, but we could tell them how they could recognize it. Then a few years later, a motherfucker. You remember American Bandstand?
Sounds familiar. Before my time. But...
Okay, before your time, but you remember Soul Train?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Okay, what I'm saying is this. This is a long time ago in the 60s. Soul Train was on, and they had black dancers, and they danced a certain way. But you could put the exact same song on American Bandstand, and then white people was dancing a totally different way. White people couldn't dance on the floor with black people because they was always offbeat. Then a motherfucker defined soul musically. Soul is black people move on the second and the fourth beat. White people move on the first and the third beat. So if they're dancing to the same song, they're going to be having totally different moves because of the beat they moving to. Now, what I'm saying is after that jumped off, what came up? Blue-Eyed Soul. Here's the motherfucker. I think they was the Righteous Brothers, or not Sam today. They was black. But there's a whole bunch of white people coming up, got a black drummer and a black bass player, and they took over the soul music. The motherfucker, you have the awards for the soul music, and you have some white boy got the goddamn award. Blues, same for the blues. The Beatles, all them motherfuckers stole from Chuck Berry and them. What's his name? Goddamn it! Fuck, I can't think. He's got to play the guitar.
Little Richard?
No. No, this is big. He was a big old dude in the end, but God damn, what this motherfucker? Wes Montgomery. No, yeah, Wes Montgomery was a guitar player too, but that's not who I'm talking about. God, I can't think his name. I hate to. No, man, he one of the dopest blues players. Never mind, man. Forget that. I can't think of the name. But anyway, what I'm saying is the way white people work, they identify shit. And once they identify it by definition, they take it and make it, tear it apart so anybody can do it. Otherwise, all you had to do was emphasize the second and the fourth beat. That ain't all you had to do, but I'm saying mostly all you had to do was emphasize the second and the fourth beat, and you could be some white boy sounding like you playing some black music. That's where the average white band came from. That's where all the motherfucking white boys that sounded hip or slick. The only reason they sounded hip or slick was because they was emphasizing the second and the fourth beat, and we was grooving to it because we could feel it. But the Rolling Stones or whoever, emphasizing the first and the third beat, we can't feel that shit. That's the difference, man. Did you know that?
I can see it. It was definitely before my time, but I can see it. I don't know if I agree 100%, but there's parts of that I do agree with.
Well, my whole point is that you gotta stop being life stupid. You not you, but we all do. You know,
Right.
we want something for ourselves. Period. We want to pass something along to our kids. What we passing along to our kids now?
A whole lot of bullshit.
I'm just saying,
All the
man.
time. Yeah.
Before what was passed on, get your education, go to school. Don't care about what these motherfucking Peckerwoods say. You know, find out and discover you. It was all about being black. It was all about being who you supposed to be. Now you don't know who you want to be. You don't even know who you are. It's so much bullshit going on, and you guys lie to yourself about so much you can't believe shit you think or say. That's why it's so much confusion with every motherfucker trying to get what they want. Dudes can't even speak to a woman. But if you ask him, say, man, would you have a problem going up to a woman to speak to? Oh, hell no, man. I do that. I do that anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, let me see you do it. That ain't what I do. That ain't what I do, but that's how my school gets you. Because I get you to answering questions. And then I turn my answers on your ass. And then when you see you full of shit, you realize what I'm saying about lying to yourself. Then after you accept that goddamn shit, by the time we do that first lesson over again, you acing it because now you know. Now you ain't afraid. The reason I emphasize talking to women, it ain't about sidewalk you ain't about talking to women. Sidewalk you is about controlling the conversation. But I know the average dude, if I get him over the fear of talking to women, once he do that, he can transfer all that to any conversation he have and become the monster these motherfuckers that I fuck with becoming. Because they ain't scared to talk. They ain't scared to think. They not scared to critically think. And that's shit you guys don't do.
Yeah, I want to get in Sidewalk University, but I'm just waiting, saving up my bread.
Listen, man, you
Eventually,
don't
I'll get into it.
you don't need to save up no money. I got $50 plans, $50 a month. I'm sure you can afford that. And
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah, look, man, this is what you do. Go to sidewalku dot thinkific. That's thinkific. THINKIFIC.com. And you see all my shit, man. It's not like it was as far as how you remembering and having to go out spend 1,500 and all of those shit. You know, I broke it down to where anybody can get the shit that really
Okay.
want it. All right?
All right, Rosebud. You're a good businessman, bro.
All right, brother. Thank you, man. And you be cool.
Hey, thanks. I'll be listening.
Okay, so now don't get thrown off because we're talking about a whole bunch of other shit. Today, what they call bullying is anything that can hurt a person's feelings or make a person think in a certain manner. Now, see, that's life stupid. Because if that's the case, instead of your child growing up knowing people fucking with them, they're going to be growing up thinking they got people that don't like them. And they're going to be lonely and all of that bullshit to go with that. That's so much bullshit. It's just pathetic. Those white boys that we used to push around never committed suicide. And if they did, it wasn't because of the bullying he was exposed to. They used to cry and feel alienated because of the goddamn treatment, that we gave them. But they was at least strong in the sense, sure, their feelings was hurt, but that was all. Because that's what they used to say. I get my ass kicked. Their parents complained to the extent the laws changed. And over the past few years, we have all accepted that acting like scary ass motherfucking people is the way to be. I find myself doing motherfucking pull in front of me. I would get ready to say something. I say, oh shit. I don't. So instead of teaching our kids how to stand up to ridicule, we teach them to be weak and subject to commit suicide. Me and my mama used to say, because I had a retarded sister, but she died a few years back. She was older than me. But anyway, mom used to say, y'all better not fight about her. Somebody saying nothing about her, but I did. I used to fight I could beat a motherfucker ass, say something about my sister. But anyway, she used to say, she is slow. She do look slow. She said, if you can't take the truth, you ain't even strong. You're a weakling. Now, I thought that was chicken shit. But my sister's name was Evelyn. And once they diagnosed her with MS or some shit, once they diagnosed her, they said she wouldn't live past her teen years. Shit. Evelyn died at like 66. And that was because my mama didn't play. You ain't getting to be retarded up in here. You got to do this. You got to do that. Mama used to, man, we used to think mama was crazy. Goddamn, mama, she retarded. She can't do that shit. No, she can do it. And she did it. Took her however long, but she did it. So what I'm saying is you get what you pay for. If you put it in, you're going to get it out. Some of our parents should not have married, but you're the result. So what if you got a big old motherfucking head and you're extremely taller and fat? I'm saying blame your parents for that. Kids gonna be kids. They gonna talk about you. And some of us are cruel. Kids gonna be motherfucking kids. But if you had my parents, they would have said whatever they said and you would have came up with a crack right back. Because they prepared us for the goddamn cruelty we was gonna see. I remember in church, the motherfucker say, I was sold, man, then. He said, sold, look at that. Look at that girl. I'm in church. I'm trying not to, even look because mama would beat your ass fucking around in church. Anyway, he said, she looked like a gorilla, man. Look at her. He finally talked about her so bad that I turned and looked, and it was my sister. Man, I jumped all right in church. Just started jumping on that motherfucker. I remember Andre Johnson. Hey, I wasn't playing on you fucking with my sister, but any goddamn way. My parents would tell you, if you had cock eyes, they say, you're going to have people talk about your goddamn eyes. I would rather them scream into my face than to be whispering the shit behind my back, making me wonder what the hell they saying, which would make me withdrawn and be all to myself. That's what make the weak commit suicide. The things they think we're saying, the things they think people believe. We black people had to take that kind of shit from white people. And if we're as weak as they are now, our race would have died off. So instead of giving up, they thought allowing black people to get exposed to education in a higher level of success, then voila, they would understand how we think. Well, I don't know if they achieved that. Carla, what's up?
Hello, Rosebud Ed here. About the topic you're talking about, makes a lot of sense because I come from a family where education was pushed because we grew up during the time of
right after the civil rights, and a lot of colleges were allowing blacks and so on and so forth. So we weren't allowed to hang on corners and stuff. Everything was about staying out of trouble, doing everything right, keeping your nose clean. Only thing about that, at least in my case, I can't speak for the rest of the family. A lot of when it came to women, man, I was very much retarded, socially retarded, man, and I had to learn a lot of hard lessons as a result.
Let me ask you this, man. You know what a social worker is, right?
Yes.
Do were you living in a time where the social worker would come to your house not to check on the family, but to check the closets, the medicine cabinets, and different shit like that? You want to know why they was what they was looking for?
Well, I think my father always worked, but I remember one time when we were young, I think we experienced some hard times, just briefly, when we got on welfare.
No,
And
no,
I
no,
think,
no. That's what they're for.
okay,
But what I'm saying is the time period I'm talking about was when they would come in, and if they saw two toothbrushes, adults, or if they saw any men's clothes in the closet, or if there was any indication a man was living there, then you got kicked off welfare.
I heard about that, yeah.
So what I'm saying is people always wonder why that black man ain't around.
Hmm.
We came up through a gang of years. You better not be around or your family ain't gonna eat. They wanted you to be away from the scene. Now they're coming maybe once or twice a month. So once they come, you can go back in there and everything's cool. But the only good thing about it was they would call you to tell you they coming. uh,
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
they would call you to set up this appointment, and they wouldn't really be there at that time, but you'll know approximate time, and you get everything straight before they come. And if you didn't, you suffered. So what I'm saying, a lot of people, got really not offended, but really put off by that uh, being called. Not a lot of people, but a lot of men, black men, they was really pissed that everybody thought they was bums, and some of them are, just like some white men are. But what I'm saying is, life stupid would have you not believe in that because you didn't live it, and it don't sound like that's what they would do. There's people
Yeah,
like that right now. Don't believe none of that shit.
I hear you.
Well, I'm on one today, bro. So I was gonna talk about something else, and I seen these notes, so I'm in it now. Thanks, man.
Okay, take care. Thank you. Take care.
Be cool. Uh, so the big thing to me was, instead of giving up, uh, it just made me turn off from legal avenues, because legal avenues always get you to a point, and then you got to suffer. You got to stop. Turn right, turn left, go straight, turn right, then something's blocking you. You can't even turn. So the only way that don't happen is if you get life smart and you start realizing what happens in life to people, not to you, but to people. People run into all sorts of obstacles. That's why when you just driving down the street, but you got some shit going on, you're supposed to imagine all kind of goddamn problems you might have trying to keep this shit you talking about going on. Why? Even though this shit you imagine it ain't hardly gonna happen, it's gonna prepare you for what does happen. Not because you already anticipated, but you. Caller, what's up?
What's that?
Hey man, turn your whatever you listening to me on down.
Turn it down.
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I got you. What's up?
All right. Do you think that our race
is the weakest race?
Do I think our race is the weakest race?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that.
Do you is social engineering like? Because I kind of think is social engineering playing a part in our affecting our
Hey, bro, listen to me. I cannot stand talking to a motherfucker like you, man. You don't give a fuck how you sound. You just gonna talk. You don't care how you sound. That's life stupid. Do you know how you sound? I mean, I want to tell you. Do you want to sound like that, man?
No, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to put my.
Listen to me, bro. Listen. If you can't think and talk at the same time, you got problems. You don't supposed to stop thinking so that you can get your shit together. I'm only telling you this because I love you, nigga. I don't want no motherfuckers listening that you sound like that, man. Do you accept that you sound like that?
Yeah, I hear myself talking.
So then, can you at least promise me you gonna watch out for that? You don't want to sound like some gluke ass motherfucker that don't nobody want to talk to. Can you imagine talking to a woman sounding like that, man?
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm laughing at. What?
That's why I'm in your university though.
You in it?
That's why I'm in there. Hell yeah, I'm in it.
Well, man, what the fuck? Hey, you ain't turning in your lessons, are you? Hey, let me tell you something, bro. You need to start all over because you got access to all that. And you got to redo those assignments with the attitude that you're going to do exactly what it says. Because if you're not reading and if you're not doing the assignments, then you're not getting what the whole course is about. It's got social and psychological benefits in each assignment. And if, let's say, assignment 1 got a lot of reading, and then it go down and you see 2 little tasks to do, and you just don't do none of the reading, but you jump on the task, you ain't gonna be able to do it because you ain't gonna know what the fuck they talking about. You understand that? So
I just started over. I've been reading. I've been.
Hey, bro, calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down and forget all that, man. Now, what I'm saying is, well, you don't have to say your name, but I can tell by the way you talking, you ain't turning in no assignments. All right, if that's enough for you. If that's enough for you, bro.
That ain't enough. Hell no, that ain't enough. I'm taking my time. In it.
Whatever you doing is fine, cause that's why I got it to where you can do it on your own. But it's best to go through that shit as quickly as you can, so that you can quit being scared of new information. Because that's the only reason you guys take so long. You just scared of new information. Why are you scared? Because you don't think you can do it. You ain't gonna know if you can do it till you try it. All right, bro?
All right.
Hey, man, call back in. I cut you off. You got to call back in, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you was done. But my thing, let me get this out the way. My thing is to really understand who you are, really understand what the fuck you want. You know, we've accepted that the blues is sponsored by white people. Caller, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Ain't nothing was happening with you.
Not much. I took a good broad for granted, and during the end of the relationship, I destroyed her mentally, then blamed her for behaving different when originally she always held it down.
So what are you saying?
Why? Not why, but I guess I guess that's what I'm saying at all.
Yeah, but you just said that you dogged a bitch and fucked her up if that's the case mentally. What I'm saying is, what's the point of saying that?
Uh, because I realized that I was the shit bag.
Hey man, you gotta realize shit. If you don't realize it, you just keep repeating it. But what I'm saying
Yeah.
is, what you gonna do about it?
I'm gonna make sure that shit don't happen again.
Do you know exactly what happened?
Absolutely.
Well, without going into deep detail, tell me what happened.
What happened was I allowed my insecurities to fuck everything up.
Okay, that right there is enough, right there. Hey, bro, what I'm trying to get you to see as we talk right now is not only did you say what the problem was, that is the actual only problem. So what I'm saying is critically thinking, what you gonna do about it?
Shit, I'm gonna make sure I hold that shit.
Wait
Make
a
sure
minute,
I'm
man.
on.
Wait a minute. There were some things you was doing that showed you or should have showed you was being insecure. Now I ain't saying list them, but I'm saying you better figure out what they were so that you can see or at least identify them, so you don't do the shit no more.
Well, the mistake I know I made is there's plenty of times where I either could have walked away from the bitch or checked her ass, and I did none of that.
Well, you supposed to check her every time,
But after a while, I just yeah, you're right, man.
not check her, beat her up or nothing, but you're supposed to check her. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, baby, hold on. It's checking like hold on. Please tell me this. It's checking like, hey, you did this, or it's checking like, bitch, don't do that.
Both of those are checking the bitch. It just depends on where you coming from. Sometimes you can have a new bitch and the bitch really don't know. And then that first way you said it would be the way to say it to her. Maybe the
Mm.
next time you would say it to her like that, but you would raise it up a little bit. But if the bitch should know better and she been around you, the motherfucking way you said it second is the way you should do it. It just depends on what's going on as far as how you handle something. You can handle it with the same words, but you have to put emphasis on the statement according to whatever's going on that you're dealing with.
Mm. See, what I realized is like at this point, I was like blaming the other person, like it's all women's fault. But I feel like a lot of men do that, and I didn't want to do that. And I really looked at myself and
Let
said,
me
like,
ask
hold
you
on,
something, man. Why you ain't in my group?
I want to be,
Why you want to be?
cause I'm learning a lot just from your little videos.
I'm just
So
no,
I thought I was
I
learning.
don't mean that. I mean why you want to be and why otherwise how come you not in there? What's making you just want to be?
Shit, I don't know why I'm not.
Well, then I'm telling you, man, you need to sign up so all those questions that you don't have answers to, you can get the answers to, and you'll be a totally different dude. If you ain't really got problems with, you know, talking to women and shit, then you have a problem with self identity.
Absolutely.
You probably don't have no identity, man, and we need to discover what that is. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but
Word.
I'm gonna take you through some changes that's gonna make you see what it is, and you gonna tell me. Then we gonna embellish that shit, man. Hey, I got a $50 a month program. 50 a month. I know you can afford that.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Get at me, man. Sidewalk you dot
Got
think
it.
if it. Oh, you got it. All right, bro. Get at me then.
Wait, hold on, Rose.
Go ahead.
Because you said something fast. You said something fast. Like, 'cause, definitely, I'm a exceptional combinationist, and women they fuck with it. But when it comes to the self image, the conversation is dead. But once I like I'm around the bitch or whatever, my self image just automatically shows. I'm like, oh, this nigga don't really know himself, and that's when shit fucks up.
Well, man,
That's when the insecurities pull up.
get on that site, man, and come on and get in, man, and get
Got
that
you.
shit.
I see you. Yo, my name AI, man.
AR, get at me, man.
Got you.
All right, be cool. All right, yeah. So we didn't started accepting the blues is sponsored by white people. We've accepted that Justin Bieber and Justin Timberlake are the next soul singers. You know, we've accepted that those white boxers are talented. We've allowed rap to be dominated by white people, and all for what? So we can commit suicide if someone says they don't like your music, just like those white people used to do. This is serious shit to me. If any of you ever heard a real soul singer, tell me Justin Timberlake sings with soul. He may put more feelings than he used to put in it, but he does not have an ounce of soul in his ass. So how could he sing with soul? We need to wake up. Book smart and life stupid is where we are at. That's where we are at as a race of people. All the things that made us stand out, we didn't homogenize, made it to where anybody could do it. I'm realizing I'm longing for yesterday in more ways than one. I got a few dudes in SW, who have spent a lot of money trying to find answers to the age-old question or age-old questions. The main one is any of those how do I questions. Any of them questions start off with that how do I. If you fortunate enough to know any one of the men who've taken my course, ask them, do they have to ask those kind of questions anymore? Ask them if they do not have the answers to questions that used to drive them nuts, trying to find the answers to them. My approach is so simple, it's mind-blowing. But the real beauty of it is it will not cost you an arm and a leg. And more importantly, this shit works. I cannot give you the names of any other men that has taken the time to invest in themselves, but keep an eye on my status and see who acknowledges it. People compliment me daily on the benefits they would get from my goddamn male confidence course. Not just square dudes, fly niggas too. People tell me all kinds of shit like, Professor, I just want to say I think of you as my mentor, my big brother, my father figure, all of the above. Well, a lot of dudes are still learning and only now just getting to the point where they're, soaking this shit up. Because what I say and how I say it is difficult to get the true value of it if that's all you get. You got to come in, get in the group so you can get spoken to and really get this shit broke down. Because I'm giving you a lot of vague things right now. A lot of dudes are still learning, and they just not getting the shit. Ain't none of these dudes online got my long-term game in mind. See, let's say one of them gurus you be listening to do have some game. They just got it after listening to me. So what I'm saying is they got 5 years, whatever, worth of game. Ain't never really worked it. And I got I'm 70, so I got 55. 55 years working the same shit. I mean, I'm telling you. And none of them motherfuckers got what I got. I've watched them, and if you like they shit, then just go back to the shit you was watching with them. I ain't gonna be mad at you. The real dealio is the confidence course. 1.0 is the shit. From self-honesty to one world and my world, my aura, my conduct, and the game I got. I learned real men can't rest on yesterday's wins. But the shit you said, uh, the shit I say on royalty, about royalty, fuck a lot of dudes' heads up, but in a good way. You know, my perspective on rejection has helped change a lot of dudes' life. Even motherfuckers that ain't pimps, you know, but you know they be obsessed with that lifestyle. And all they got to do is read a book early in their understanding of that shit, and they ain't gonna never forget it. Motherfuckers be 38 and remember the day they finished Iceberg Slim. You know, I don't need shit. I wake up, you know, listening to Afro beats, the real relaxing music. It goes into my subconsciousness. See, I want to give all these young motherfuckers that be listening to me, I just want to give them motherfuckers roses right now so they can sniff them motherfuckers and realize life is right at your hand, the fingertips. Shit. I watch YouTube and laugh at my like a motherfucker, you know, at them square motherfuckers that what they be saying. Hey, I used to sell my cores for $850. Then them tools for $650. And together it was like $1,400. I mean $1,500. But my course got value far beyond what a person spend. But back then I just wanted to tap in and give motherfuckers they props, you know, by showing them that it's only it's this close. Shit. Keep keep it real. That's what we gotta do. Keep it motherfucking real and moving forward. Now, when I wake up to some fly shit that I'm thinking, and believe me, my life is being rewarded. Whenever I wake up with some fly shit on my mind, I see the improvements that you guys are making. Here I am, alone, here at the top of this motherfucking hill. Motherfuckers talking shit, trying to compare their shit with me. Some of those fools have a group of followers who do crazy shit. I remember a motherfucker, I ain't gonna mention him, but shit, his followers called and complained on false complaints. Said I was doing some shit against the rules. Got me blocked from YouTube for a little while too. As a matter of fact, no, I was finna say, where is that nigga? I don't need to know where that nigga is. These motherfuckers be so here today, gone tomorrow. I don't even try to keep up with it. But I want you guys to realize that there is nothing that you can run by me that I won't be able to shed some light on for you. And all you got to do, you got full access with my different levels of the course. Each each level you get the full course, but each higher level gives you some more of the course that you don't get in the actual course. We some what ancillary things. You know, shit. I just hope you guys be all right. This is why I only deal with grown men who ain't going nowhere. I mean, you're gonna be fucking with me until you really feel you don't need to, and then wherever it is you want to go is where you're gonna go. I want you to forever be a strong motherfucker, getting it on with sidewalkyou.thinkific.com. The only deal that's real. Get that confidence you want. Stop being afraid of what's to come. You're only afraid because you don't have a clue as to what to do. SWU, I'm telling you, has it and is good to go as soon as you learn what it is you need to know. Don't be one of the ones who don't know how. Also, you can still look forward to a continuation of powerful game, the same kind of motherfucking game you've been witnessing. Caller, what's up?
What's going on, Rosebud? This Norman checking in. How you doing today?
Brother Norm, what's going on?
Man, not much, man. I'm just checking out the show, man. Book smart, life dumb.
Well, you know, a lot of motherfuckers be smart in school and crazy as fuck when it comes to what they do in real life.
Yeah. So to go into harmony with the topic, could you speak on how to check, like give yourself self checks and balances? Can you speak on that?
Yeah, but you know, I'm gonna tell you, you need to check yourself if that's the case. We all do, but there is no certain way to check yourself. You know, otherwise, the only way to check yourself without going, out your way is making sure everything that come out your mouth you follow up on or you do. Nothing come out your mouth that ain't true, and you'll be cool.
Hey, man, I asked for it. You gave it to me. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, brother, be cool. Hey, you guys. So that's gonna be it for me today. God damn it. You see, I'm doing videos a lot more often than I have been, but in reality, I'm just really kicking it with y'all. I'm loving the cause, so keep it up. I'm gone.